Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and we're kicking off our South Australian netball coverage in the Western Eyre Netball Association. Courtney Trowbridge is on the line with me. How are you, Courtney? Happy Friday.
Good, thanks, Dan. How are you?
Going well, thank you. Now, before we get into the round 6 action from last weekend, let's start with last Sunday's Lock Carnival, and it was a great result for the Western Eyre Netball Association, beating Eastern Eyre 30-27 in the grand final. I'm not sure if Western Eyre have won this comp before, but run us through the day, Courtney.
Yeah, I've definitely never won it as Western Eyre since we amalgamated in 2021. I'm not sure if Far West ever won it or not. Able to beat Eastern Eyre in that final after having a narrow loss to them in the rounds. The team played some brilliant games. I think we all know how hard it is to travel down to Lock. It's early morning after playing some pretty strenuous netball on the Saturday. A massive commitment to all our senior and junior players. So just well done to everyone that was involved in the day. I think the difference this year, the team were able to get some trainings in before the day. Normally it's throw a team together and get down to Lock. I think every player was really committed to making some trainings. The team was pretty goalie and defence heavy. Not many of the girls would regularly play through the mid-court on a Saturday in competition. So everyone was really open to trying some new things, some new combinations. Their coach, Emma Willis, you hear me talking about her a lot. She's normally a goal shooter. She played some goal attack. Durrani Hoffrichter moved out to wing attack. Had some really strong tall bodies across the court. Yeah, all players took the court in the final, which showed the strength of the team and the versatility. A great day, and we're all really proud of this team. For getting a win down at Lock Carnival. We had 4 girls make the top 10. Maddie Nicholson, Alana Cotton, Chloe Ettridge and Durrani Hoffrichter. Big congratulations to those girls, and just well done to all players who participated in the day.
Well, congratulations to the Western Eyre team. That's a great achievement, and to those girls named in the team of the carnival as well. And it's interesting, it was actually Eastern Eyre beating Western Eyre 28-24 in the first game of the day. So you mentioned that early start. Clearly, the Eastern Eyre girls handled that a little bit better, but the Western Eyre rallied for the grand final a bit later in the day.
Yeah, I think just during the day, Emma was able to try out some different things. I think they were using some rolling subs through the day. They only sort of come up right at the end of the game in the final to take that win. So, very exciting.
And 3 rounds played and a grand final. So 4 games played in the space of about 5 hours. Were these shortened games?
Yeah, they're two 15-minute halves. So, it's a big day, but 2 full games of netball. It used to be longer when there was 5 associations. But, it's a big day, especially after most of those girls playing a pretty strenuous game on the Saturday in the heat as well.
It is a very big day, and I'm sure it was a huge weekend. So hopefully everyone in the Western Eyre Netball Association has rested up well, because we're straight back into the action tomorrow. We'll run through tomorrow's games in a sec, but let's go back to last week first. And it looked like it was a cracking game between the Tigers and the Hawks. Western United getting on top 41-35, but we haven't seen them pushed quite that close for a little while.
Yeah, heard it was a great game of netball, very defensive game, which we're seeing being a bit of the pattern with all of the Westies games. Hawks lined up a little differently. They had Maddie Nicholson in goalkeeper. She played against Durrani Hoffrichter, and I've heard this was a great contest to watch. Hawks had a 1-goal lead at quarter time. Westies had a strong second quarter, restricting to Hawks only to 6 goals, and they took a 3-goal lead at the main break. Hawks then able to fight back. They had a 1-goal lead at 3-quarter time, and Westies able to run out eventual winners by 6 in a seesawing game. Westies are able to get a few crucial intercepts at the start of the last quarter, and then able to hold their lead. Best player for Western United was Nakia Skinner, and best player for West Coast Hawks was Alana Cotton.
Well, the Tigers won 43-20 at Streaky Bay when they met back in round 1. So the Hawks have clearly switched into gear a bit since then, but not quite good enough on the day last weekend. So definitely looking forward to their next matchup. In the other game that was played last weekend, it was the Ceduna Blues and Thevenard. The Blues won by a goal back in round 1, but Thevenard able to flip that result to win by 8 goals this time around, 36-28 at Thevenard.
Yeah, Sevy with their first win for the season. They'll be really happy with this. Blues got off to a strong start. They had a 2-goal lead at quarter time. Sevy played a great defensive game. It was a hot day at Sevy. That did start to show during the second and third quarter, both teams getting a little bit puffed. Thevi's goal attack, Ellie O'Brien, went down with an injury during the second quarter, and that saw Nikki Sleep swing into goals and Tanita Hazardine come on. Thevi able to win the second and third quarter and having a 10-goal lead at three-quarter time. Blues made some changes in the last quarter, and they were able to win that last quarter by 2. So even though it was an 8-goal loss, I think they'll be pretty happy with winning 2 of the 4 quarters. Thevi, best player for Thevi, Hayley Williams-Gates and Nikki Sleep, and best player for Blues was Hayley Clayton. But yeah, Thevi with their first win, they'll be stoked.
All right, excellent to see a couple of close games, couple of single-digit margins last weekend. Let's get into tomorrow's action, and it's a couple of very intriguing matchups. Let's start with Wirrala hosting the Western United Tigers. They played back in round 2, and that was actually the last time before last weekend that anyone had pushed the Western United Tigers to within 10 points. The Tigers won that one by just 4, so this should be an absolute cracker at Wirrala.
Yeah, last time they met, Westies by 4, and it was only in the last couple of minutes of the game they were able to run away with that one. I think Wirrala led that game by 1 or 2 for the entire match. Wirrala are missing a couple of key players. Jasmine Billing has announced her pregnancy. Congratulations to Jazz, but that means she will be out for the year. And Hayley Webb is missing this week as well, as she is recovering from injury. They have Sarah Evans and Hayley Trezona coming up from the B grade. Westies will start the game with their same lineup that they've been going in with for the last few weeks. I think Westies are just carrying that momentum. They're still undefeated. They just keep building and building. Wirrala are really missing those couple of key players, and they will miss Hayley Webb. She creates a lot of opportunity and gets many intercepts in a game, and I think they'll really miss her this week, and I think Westies will get that win.
The Westies train keeps on rolling. That should be a thriller, as should the Hawks hosting Thevenard. It was close last time they played. They're both coming off wins, but Thevenard, will they be able to keep the momentum going? Yeah,
last time they met, Hawks up by 6. I think both teams are lining up a little differently to that match. I think Hawks will see Maddie Nicholson go back down to goals this week. And she will line up against the Thevi defence, which is very strong. Nikki Sleep, Hayley Jericho and Hayley Williams-Gates. Alana Cotton for Hawks in goal defence. She'll be up against Ellie O'Brien for Thevi, and that will be interesting to see how Ellie recovers from her little knee niggle last week. It'll be a really good defensive battle, both teams with really strong defensive lineups. I think Hawks, with Maddie and goal shooter, will have that bit of an edge. They've slowly been building back into their full team. And, I think Hawks will come out winners in this one.
All right, well, it's been a very busy couple of weeks in Western Eyre Netball. Is everyone pretty excited for the long weekend and a weekend off next week?
Sort of not a weekend off for lots of the girls. I guess we'll chat about that next week, but lots of girls will be travelling away to country champs. But, I'm sure anyone else that isn't involved in that will be looking forward to a rest.
Sensational. All right, we'll get a preview of Country Champs with you next week, Courtney. Until then, enjoy the weekend. Good luck to everyone playing in Western Eyre Netball this weekend. A couple of thrilling games on the agenda. Thanks, Courtney. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Dan.